Arkansas needs this one to force a winner-take-all matchup. These are two Titans from the rugged SEC. LSU on to the finals if they can get the victory. Ryder, Helfrich, it's tough to lose one, and that is gone. And this yard, ball stays in the yard a lot. It's 1-0. Bottom 6, bases loaded. Jake Brown, 6 for 11 with 4 ribbies when pinch hitting this year. 2-out knock, and that will drop. Go Tigers. LSU take a 2-1 lead. Top 8, same score. Bases loaded for Helfrich, 1 away. Grounder to third. A chance for 2. And the Bear. Jared Jones can't quite squeeze it. Behala Aloy comes roaring in. Ball doesn't leave the infield. Hogs take a 3-2 lead. Bottom of the 8th. The man they call the Bear, swinging a drive. One of the most prolific home run hitters in the history of this fantastic baseball program. His family jumping for joy, a couple of thumbs up. Meanwhile, Gabe Gackle, furious in the Arkansas dugout, but just buckle up, Steve, because the 9th was mayhem. Justin Thomas Jr. waiting on a breaking ball or just a great piece of hitting, whatever it was, one of the stars of Omaha on a bender in the College World Series. Another big hit. That plates 2. It's 5-3. Bottom 9, 2 on, 1 out. Stephen Milam and Aloy. But chance to turn 2 potentially. Instead, passes on what could have, emphasize could have, been a game-ending double play. Instead, gets the runner at third. It meant nothing. The runner at third meant nothing. And then, Luis Hernandez. If that's squeezed, that's the end. But Charles Davallon slipped initially. It hits off his shoulder. And now it's 5-5. And the Hogs, 2 in the top of the inning, have been answered with 2 in the bottom. And now Jones will get his opportunity. As you see, it's a slip and a misjudging of a hard-hit liner right at him. And now it's Jones. Wondered if they pitch around him. It was all breaking balls, but he gets one up. Kyle Peterson said, if you're going to leave it up, you better be careful. LSU.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
They come all the way back in the bottom of the 9th, and it's absolutely excruciating to see the young men in Arkansas that had a tremendous season that are reduced to tears.
Jared, you just sent your team to the championship series. What were you looking for in that at-bat?
I don't know. Ball that I could hit. You know, that's all I cared about. Winning run right there on second base. God is good.
How would you describe what happened in the bottom of the 9th?
LSU baseball. I can't explain it. It's been the most magical 3 years of my life. It's just unbelievable.
You got to be a part of this team in 2023, but now you play this vital role for this team. What has it meant to be able to propel your team to the championship series and 2 wins away from another national championship?
It's unbelievable. And we were here, 2 years ago, tie ball game, bottom of the 9th. Tommy White hit a walk-off homer. So, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Congratulations. We'll see you in a couple days.
Thank you.
Last walk-off win to secure a trip to the College World Series final. It was Tommy White who tanked one. A 2-run dinger in the 11th to down number 1 Wake Forest in a winner-take-all game. Jello shots for certain. They've already got an insurmountable lead when it comes to that, as they always do. LSU would go on to face and then beat Florida for the title. How about the Teal, the Chants? Coastal Carolina, 25-game winning streak. They haven't lost since April 22nd. Taking on Louisville, bases loaded. Walker Mitchell doesn't empty the bases, but brings in a pair. It's 2-0. Coastal strikes first. Later in the inning, bases once again loaded. Colby Thorndike.
They don't have a weakness.
Evidently not. That'll empty the bases. Coastal, they plate 6 in the first. Bottom of the 5th. There's been no further scoring until Dean Mijos Couple on, 2 away, and that into the gap. And Coastal in complete control and command, leading 8-0. Bottom of the 8th, it'll be Thorndike once again, who had a robust 3 for 4, 5 RBI day. And the Chanticleers, 26 straight wins.
They don't have a weakness.
26 straight dubs. The longest entering the championship round in D1 baseball history. That distinction previously held by the 1948 USC team, which entered the final on an 18-game winning streak before they ultimately won it all. Kyle Peterson joins us. Kyle, I'm going to get to the shots in a minute. But I have to start with what we just witnessed. And you know what? I'm going to start with the Arkansas side because I saw young men in tears, and you realize what it means. And I don't understand the decision there to not go for 2. And I said could during the highlight. No guarantee it would have been. That's a speedy runner. But what do you think in real time of that decision to go to get a runner at third that didn't mean anything?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking right before you came on. It's such an interesting vantage point when you sit this high because you can see the whole field and everything just start to come together, or in some cases fall apart. And in no other situation, probably during the regular season, is Vahiva Aloy going to throw the ball to third base. He's going to spin and throw to second. And to your point, there's no guarantee they're going to turn 2. I mean, heck, he could throw it away. You have no idea. But ultimately, it's just a rare play. And in sports, we've seen it. Sometimes it speeds everybody up. And you do things that you wouldn't otherwise do in other situations. And I do think that was one of those where it happened. Because, I mean, that's a big leaguer. He's a first-round pick here in a month when we have the draft. It's just a decision that I'm sure he wishes he could make again.
Well, that's beautifully framed. You know, the moments, pressure makes diamonds and it can burst pipes. And there's a young man that made a decision that I mean, look, the sequence after, you squeeze it in left field and it's game over 2, and it just doesn't happen. And so LSU wins again. And I know, Kyle, that this LSU program might not be a vintage team relative to some of the others they've had. They were forced to an elimination game against Little Rock, and yet there's an institutional DNA down there in Baton Rouge, isn't there? That just the best comes to the surface when it's required, isn't it? That seems to be what I see. You tell me.
Yeah, they're built a little bit different. And it's just, you know, when it continues to happen over and over and over again, then obviously, you know, you start to think that you actually are built a little bit different. I mean, walk over to Rocco's and they'll show you another reason that they're built a little bit different because I think you just called it an insurmountable
I mentioned
lead.
that.
Anytime they show up, it's going to be that. It's pretty crazy, though. These are 2 of the best programs in college baseball over the last 15 years. I mean, LSU maybe goes a little bit further than that, but they've had some classics, whether it's here during the regular season or Hoover at the SEC tournament. Man, this is one of the – there's games that you won't forget for a variety of reasons. I will never forget this one. And your heart goes out to Arkansas. I mean, this is not a situation – we don't care who wins. I don't care. Like, I just want good games. And you want things that we can break down and that people find are interesting. But when it causes heartache, and it's going to. It did, and it's going to continue to do it. Those are the tough ones to watch with college kids. I thought that Arkansas's reaction to Davalon, they all ran out there in left field. I don't know if you could see it. And they ran to Vahiva Aloy at shortstop. And it's just, it was an incredible night, man. I feel for the Arkansas kids, and it's kind of LSU being LSU.
Again, well said. But you said the word incredible, and that certainly applies to a team that's not lost a baseball game since the 22nd of April. Steve, during the highlights, saying they don't have a weakness. From your vantage point, up high there in Omaha, what do you see when you watch that team play?
What I see and what it reminds me of are Augie Garrido's teams. And whether you go to Fullerton or Texas and the teams that won the whole thing and just consistently what Augie was, it was doing everything well. Okay? They don't hit a ton of home runs. You don't have to here. The ballpark effect will tell you. Anything else they do is good. They've been hit by pitch more than anybody else in the country. They force you to be uncomfortable on the mound. They force you to be uncomfortable defensively when they're on the base pass. They have the 2nd best ERA in the entire country. And I'll tell you what I love about the finals is it's best on best now. You can both set your rotations up exactly the way that you want to. Bullpens will be ready. So it's Coastal best on LSU best, and they've got 2 days to rest up.
Now, LSU's not blinking in the face of anybody or backing down in the face of anybody. But if I'm Coastal, I'm thinking, hell, we haven't lost since the 22nd of April. You got to beat us a couple times in a handful of days. I can't imagine you could ask for anything more here.
Scott, they haven't lost in 2 months. I mean, it's the middle of June. They haven't lost in 2 months, and you know, I think it only grows your confidence when you show up and play the way that they have here. This isn't just a cool story. They're really good. And they've proven all the way through this that they're really good. They went to Auburn in the Super. They beat Auburn in the Super on the road, and they beat them both games. They came here and I wouldn't say breeze, but I mean, you go 3-0 on that side of the bracket. It is really good on really good, ace on ace to start it, man, this weekend. Aside from the fact it's going to be a little bit steamy, it's going to be really, really good on Saturday.
We look forward to seeing y'all get a little rest, cool off, and what a night, man. Thanks as always for taking the time and helping us frame what we just saw, man. That was something. Thanks.
All right, good seeing you, fellas.